Hello, Miss Taylor. Can you hear me?
I certainly can. How are you, sir?
I am just fine. You are my first guest to join.
All right.
So,
how have you been, sir?
Well, I don't get corona, and I'm not in jail, and I'm alive, so I guess I'm perfectly fine. How about yourself?
I am the same. Thank you so much for asking. Miss your call-ins. I guess you're in the throes of getting folks to the polls as well.
Well, I'm doing what I can do. It's
that's all you can do.
Yeah, that's all you can do. It's just a crazy world. It's a crazy world. It just seems like it gets crazier and crazier the more I pay attention.
Yeah. Well, as I always tell Rose, I guess it kind of makes me feel a little bit better as well. If this administration did nothing else, it made more of us pay attention.
That's what I say. The only good thing I know that has come about of Donald Trump's presidency is he woke up the nation.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He'd do it with a spit in the face and a kick upside the head, but he woke us up. No question about that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I put out there for this meeting is, it's kind of open to discuss whatever. I don't say whatever, but what can we do to move forward as a nation of oppressed people, black, brown, yellow people, or people, people who want just equality, people who want financial freedom. What, in your opinion, what do you have on your mind that you would propose we go our next step, or what can we do? What's on your mind?
Well, the biggest thing I think that we can do is make sure that we're educating the public, because that is, I have found, and I'll say in the past 25 years, that's been the biggest problem. People just don't know. They don't, and I know that a part of it is because they don't teach it in the school systems anymore, civics and government. Because I'm one of those folks who believe there are 3 subjects that you will use throughout your life. That's math, English, and social studies. And under that social studies umbrella comes civics and government. People just don't have the information. People don't realize that they do have power. I think that because people have heard over the years, we talk about voting suppression. Black folks and people of colors, I think over the years have suffered from voter depression. And I think that's been going on since Reconstruction. When you tell somebody, what you say doesn't matter, what you do doesn't matter, and you continue to beat that message into their heads, coupled with the fact that you're taking the one saving grace away from them in that, educating them about government. They're going to buy into it, and they're going to throw up their hands at some point in time, which I believe happened right around Obama. We got our black guy in, so we have arrived. And I think a lot of black folks, just like white folks, thought that. But I think, as I said, I think the biggest thing is that we need to educate our people, and I'm finding that the more I educate them, you can see the aha moments on their face, and they are beginning to understand that you have to participate in the process. Democracy is not a sit on the sidelines game. You got to get into it, and again, overnight success does not happen overnight. I find, people have asked me, and this is primarily online, why should I vote? It's not going to make any difference anyway. But my question back to them is, do you like what you see going on now? And a lot of people will say yes. Well, I've had 2 people say yes. but they're not ready for the follow-up question. You know, what do you like best about what you saw? And neither of those two people could tell me anything. So people are looking for an excuse because they have bought into it's not going to make any difference anyway. But I contend that one person can make a difference. I know because I've seen my father do it. I have done it myself. And if we just take this get change agents one at a time, we will be able to realize some advancement. We have made progress, but right now we want to make change.
Yeah, I think we've made tiny bits of progress.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of our nation has really, like you said, they just kind of given up, or they're still waiting for the superhero to come and save the day.
Exactly.
There's no.
All you got to do is find that superhero, is go to the bathroom and look at your mirror.
Exactly. I tell people all the time that if you're looking for somebody to represent us, represent our struggle, you are the one. You are the person. You know, every single one of us is an activist. Every single one of us is the future leader. And our children are literally waiting to be elected, to be pushed out there, you know, be supported. That's all they need. And so many of us, I mean, it's really, I don't know. I listened to a lady at an event yesterday, and she said she had been in civil rights and promoting voting and all that good stuff for 30 years, 29 and some change, 30 years. And I wanted to talk to her and ask her, how do you maintain your sanity in this, you know, in the struggle for 30 years? Because I've only been doing it for a year and a half, maybe. And I get so frustrated at the lack of initiative.
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I can show you some pictures. I have been involved since the 1960s. And, you know, it's like I was telling you earlier, it's frustrating when you see it clear as a bell, but somebody in your peer group doesn't. And I know for me, that was hard for me to understand, and I'm talking about early on. But one thing I did learn from, you know, my years for working on myself, you can't get mad at people for being people. People are, they're uninformed, you know that. Their attention span is about 20 minutes tops.
20 seconds.
You sound like my brother now. But again, you know, with all of this stuff that's coming, laziness is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. We got so many distractions with the phones, with the computers, with these video games, with the television shows. It's easier. You know, the bad stuff is easy to believe, and lazy people will believe the bad stuff instead of going out to get the right information. So I don't get angry at people anymore as I used to. I just do my best to do what my father showed me to do with his group of folks when we were growing up. All you can do is give them the information.
Take the horse to the water and make them drink is impossible.
It's a whole new ballgame.
So, okay, once we inform the people.
Yeah, and we have to keep doing it. Repetition is the mother of all learning.
I don't see, or people might want to see a representative of our nation. Let's say they want to see a representative of a nation. They're not going to take initiative. They need a superhero to come. So we've informed them on this. Now, how, in your opinion, that's all I'm asking.
That's all I can give you.
Well, I don't know. You might give me black facts, and we might want to take your opinion as black facts. What was I going to say? Oh, how do we go about, in your opinion? How do we go about selecting? Now, I have my opinion on methods of selecting someone to be a leader. But for anybody who's gonna watch this, how do we go about selecting a leader in the right way?
I don't select leaders. I am the leader.
There you go.
And that's just the way that I've been brought up. Nobody knows what I'm thinking and can articulate my point of view better than me.
That's correct. That's correct.
So, you know, I do believe in building coalitions, people, you know, like-minded people focused on the same cause. I do believe in that, but I'm not looking for anybody to lead me, because I think that when you arm yourself with the right information, and when you have a cause, and my cause is, because I don't believe in gray areas. I believe that there's a right and there's a wrong. And if you ain't on the side of right, you're wrong. But you know, as I said, you know, I believe in building coalitions, but I'm not trying to find a Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. You know, Malcolm X is my absolute favorite historical figure. I'm not looking for anybody to lead me anyway.
That's right. That's correct.
And I will just repeat, because repetition is the mother of all learning. Repetition is what's going to move you off of square one to square two. So, you know, just continue to put the right information out there.
I myself have been promoting financial proposal or solution to our neighborhoods, our communities. We suffer from just dilapidated. They're all dilapidated, and a lot of it is a lack of participation from the members of the community.
Right.
And then there's also, you know, you have communities where the people are willing to, you know, clean up, straighten up their homes and make things look nice and keep the home value up, as well as keep the neighborhood safe and that kind of stuff. Then there's the local and state governments that don't put any money into our communities. So I was proposing what they call the circle of money, which is, no matter what the state of the economy is, there's always an entrepreneur or an investor looking to make a move. So if I'm businessman A and I'm going to start a dry cleaning company, then I need supplies of X cogs and wheels over here. Then the next man I propose, he should be the one who goes into business for the cogs and wheels. He should supply me with the cogs and wheels, and then it goes on and on and on. So the man who needs the cogs and wheels, he also needs A, B, and C. So then someone else comes in, he supplies A, B, and C, until we're all in the same circle. So everything I need, I get from you. Everything you need, you get from him, and so forth and so on, until we're making the money go around and around and around, and we're all part of investing into the community. And these are members of the community or people who care about the community, one of the two. So, you know, that's just one little thing that I've been working on.
Let me just interject. That's a very big thing, because that's the next thing that I'm going to laser focus on. I do mention it from time to time on the show, but we have to begin to pour money back in our communities. Into businesses, but the challenge has been historically is that we have no Black businesses in our community. That's why the money travels out of the community so quickly. The first thing we have to do is educate folks on that economic piece. Start putting your money. Don't put your money in Wells Fargo or Bank of America. Find the Black bank.
Correct.
They got them. They got them. Black credit union. Yeah, it ain't that many of them, but if we want to build power, we have to come at it from an economic base, because this government has, ever since I can remember, in my grown-up years, operates on socialism and capitalism, and it works. We have to get the money in our banks so we can go to our banks. You know, if we get a loan, we'll pay them the interest. They're going to thrive. We're going to thrive in our because we have businesses in the community. It's got to be full circle. We've got to stop running to the Wells Fargos and the Capital Ones and the Bank of America, and go to the industrial banks in I know it's some more. That's the one that I had in the top of my head, but there's a black bank in Atlanta or in Georgia as well. But again, long story short, let's find them and let's support them. People will say, well, this bank didn't loan me any money, so I'm going back to the white bank, or I'm going to try someplace else. I don't care where you go. You might have a problem, but I'd rather have a problem with my folks and try to work it out than to go with that dude who I know is going to make money, who I know has screwed me historically. So why should I feel that he's not going to try to screw me again? People will find an excuse, and that's just something that I just don't. I don't travel in that circle. Excuses. I tell my grandchildren I don't make them, and I don't take them.
I know that's right. I don't think people. I don't think they see and understand. When a rich, I don't say white man, because it might be anybody.
Yeah.
When a rich person becomes rich, and then their family gets wealthy, and then their friends get rich and wealthy, it's not because necessarily that they're white or they're on this side of politics or they believe in this way. A lot of times it's just simply they included their friends and family into their circle of becoming rich and wealthy. So they went to their cousin who supplied the cogs and the wheels because they needed cogs and wheels. When the military needs ammunition for war, they go to military contracts and make military contracts with their business friends and family. So they keep all flowing amongst themselves, and the rich get richer and the poor stay outside of that circle. So then we have people who are on our side, our allies, or they're one of us, black people.
Right.
We need to follow that same game plan. I think that we really need to understand that is a simple game plan. That can uplift us, tenfold, 100-fold. If I just go to you and keep you in, and I go to my cousin, I go to my family, we go to people who are on our side. Keep flowing, because it's my opinion, the only way we're going to achieve all of these goals that we have as oppressed, marginalized people is financial. We need financial independence, financial freedom.
We have to build the economic base. You're absolutely right.
It's just so hard. I tell you, it's so hard to get a message across. And I see people doing well. I see black people doing well in business. And this guy has an idea, and I try to put that successful person with this person, and it's automatic. It becomes a black person. You're black, you automatically, I'll give it to you. We'll talk about it. And then, we have to. That's
the white man's ice is colder than the black man's ice mentality. But again, the only way we're going to get rid of that is to stay on the right talking points and just to hammer home the message. The past 4 years, I would say that this radio station has been responsible for getting thousands of folks registered into the polls. So again, and my message has been the same from day one: civics and government. This is why anything that you do, and I'm talking about as small as that plastic around that bottle cap that you get from the grocery store, on up to the airplane that you get on, everything is touched by the government. We live in a country of laws. It's we the people who make the laws, or who vote on votes to go to the Hill to make the laws for us. And prayerfully, people are now beginning to vet the candidates to make sure that they, have something in common as it relates to interest. But bigger than that, we've got to begin to hold folks accountable. And if they're not, we need need to, either run ourselves or find somebody else who's willing to put themselves in there. Because politics it's not a game. And too many people are getting into politics because they think that they can get rich off of it. They're getting in there for the wrong reasons. I forgot where I was going with this.
Okay, just keep on flowing. Just let it flow.
But just because that is happening, we can't quit on that message, because that is the message. Getting folks to receive that message and act on that message. It's what's going to bring people of color out of the pit that they are in.
It's a long road ahead of us, very long road. A lot of work to be done. Just hoping that nobody loses the gusto, because a lot of people really get satisfied easily. They get content.
Yeah.
One thing about black people, you give us 15 minutes of no police brutality, 15 minutes of no scandal, and our mind just relaxes and settles and says, well, everything's fine now. We good.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just go back to sleep.
Yeah, my message is always the opposite of success is not failure. It is complacency. That will kill you.
Maybe it's just us. Maybe me and you. I think it is. It is. Supreme for Vice President, Miss Angela Taylor for President. We got this. Don't worry about nothing else. Y'all go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, and I think that those kinds of things too. A budget. I know for me, I've been budgeted all my life. Whether it's $1 trillion or $100,000. If you can line item stuff. If you can budget, you can run a country. I believe that.
Yeah,
I really believe that.
It's like I tell these brothers that's still dope dealing. I'm like, look, man, if you can manage a business of drug dealing, you can leave that alone, and you can manage a legitimate business, because the logistics are a little bit simpler for the legal side than they are on the illegal side.
Exactly.
Make that transformation really quick, brother. And, like I said, it's hard to get people to understand and to take action on the right thing. Real easy, like you say, the wrong thing is real easy. It's real. Yeah. You jump right into the wrong thing. I was one of them. I was younger, but I don't know. Like I said, we got a long road ahead of us, and hopefully more people will become, I won't say woke, I'll say aware. Become aware that this is a fight and struggle that's going to take a lifetime. It's a lifetime or more to mentally enslave us, so it's going to take that long to get our minds free.
That unconditioned. Yeah. We are culturally conditioned to undervalue ourselves, to underestimate what we can do, and therefore anything, when we step in to a particular challenge or situation, the outcome is already marginalized just because of our thinking.
Well, anything else you want to share? Anything else you want to talk about? Let it rip.
Yeah. Well, another thing too, on that economic piece, because I had been looking up, companies who have been supporting or have sent huge dollars to Trump, and they some of them sent it in 2016, and sending it now. This is another thing that we need to educate our folks on. Don't fund your own oppression. Home Depot is the biggest contributor to Donald Trump. I think Bernie Marcus is net, not as gross, is net, is $6.5 billion every year. He has sent $5 billion to Donald Trump in 2017, 18, 19, and 20. So we ain't supposed to go to Home Depot.
No, I heard you mention this one time on the show. One time I was listening, and I think he kind of flew over my head a little bit. So I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm going to definitely before this gets put on the whole World Wide Web, so they all can hear. that's very important. Home Depot.
Yeah,
Please reiterate.
and Dan Cathy, Chick-fil-A, even though he did not personally sign the check, his wife wouldn't have the money to sign that check. So I don't do Chick-fil-A either. It's this one guy, what is his name? Let me see if I can find his name. He has several Burger King and Taco Bell franchises all across the country. Shoot, where is he? I'll find it and I will put it back out there. But anyway, people say, well, he doesn't own all of them. Well, until you find out the ones that he does own, don't go none of them. Ain't no whole lot to that. But we have got to stop paying people to put their knee on our neck. We got to stop doing that. And I look at CVS, Estee Lauder, Clinique, who else? Place Foods, that picante dip that you buy in the store. TD Ameritrade, not doing none of it. And Ashley Furniture, I've noticed that they are increasingly having a lot of commercials on TV, and I believe that to be so is because people are learning that they're big Trump supporters, and they're trying to get that, they're trying to get it in before everything goes down the tubes. Because and I'm preaching that Biden will get in, because we can't do another 4 years of this claim. We ain't gonna have a country. Okay.
I'm unhappily thinking that Donald Trump just might get another 4 years. And it's not something I want at all, but I'm looking at the climate of the country. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, we're thinking this is the worst ever. You and I, we know that this is awful. This is terrible. We can't take no more of this, not another 4 years. But there's another set of people out there who are thriving. They're thriving under Donald Trump. They're happy with the mess that's going on. And if we continue to say, I'm not voting, my vote don't matter, I'm not participating in this, I'm not marching, I'm not protesting, I'm buying my money wherever I want to. If that continues to happen, and there's that happy group over there, then logically, if we are the minority, like they say, we are the minority, then logically the numbers are on his side. So,
but here's another thing too, that because I've been looking at this stuff since 1970s. The reason why we determine everything as it relates to a public election. The black folks. We are the wild card in every tier of government. When we don't show up, like last time in the state of Michigan, it was an 11,000 vote margin, but 200,000 registered black folks did not show up to vote.
And see, I've never been into politics as much as I have been this year, not only because had enough of Donald Trump, but also I was raised in Jehovah's Witnesses. They were Jehovah's Witnesses, and Jehovah's Witnesses they don't participate.
That's a problem.
That affected me for years and years and years after I left the home. Even though I never became a Jehovah's Witness, I still carried that mentality that we don't, this is not something we do. We don't participate in that. That's for them, in their world. And then I began to, come out of that, and it's only recently, because I voted for Obama. And I was very upset and angry with Obama. And I was upset and angry because he didn't do what I wanted him to do for the black nation. But then I went back and examined his whole presidency and his candidacy when he was running. He never said he was going to do this and do that for black people. He never claimed he was going to change this particular thing for black people. He did use the term change the world, but he didn't say, I'm going to fix everything wrong with the black nation. And Minister Farrakhan said we can't blame him because if he would have did that in his candidacy, he would have never made president. He would have never got there, and we can't blame him because he never claimed he was going to do this, and this. So I forgive Brother Obama. I forgive him. And now, I forgot where I was headed with this. But now, I tell people, just we can't take the chance. If your vote don't matter, well, okay, you'll go get vaccinated just in case. You gonna catch the Black Plague. You'll get vaccinated for it. You'll pray over your food just in case God's gonna bless your meal. So why not go vote just in case your vote does matter? So a lot of people
that.
they have been making me aware too. A lot of people have made me aware that if your vote doesn't matter, if what you do doesn't count, why are they fighting so hard to keep you from voting at the polls, to persuade you to do this? If it doesn't matter, then they shouldn't even be paying any attention to you. They should just shove you off the back.
It doesn't matter why they taking mailbox off the street, why are they going to the extent, I've never seen this in my 70 years on this planet. They're going to such an extent, and it's in your face. And because it's not written down in the Constitution, and because he has a majority in the other House of Congress, because people also don't realize that the House of Representatives, the People's House, makes the laws, but the Senate, the other House of Congress, has to rubber stamp those laws. There has to be a consensus. And that's another thing that bothers me about the mainstream media. Don't say Congress. Say what it is. It's the Senate, because Mitch McConnell has about 400 bills on his desk that will help everybody's families. But he just will not put them to the floor for a vote. Oh, I know what I was going. You talking about you were upset with Obama. Obama said he's not going to be the president of black people. He's going to be the president for all of America. Now, you think about it, Black America, statistically speaking, out of every 100 citizens, 13 are black. That's 13% of your population is black folks. So he knew that he needed everybody to get his agenda pushed forward. And Mitch McConnell stepped in his way every time. He got some stuff done. That healthcare was major, but he got stuff done because he's smarter than them, and that's what they couldn't stand.
Intelligent black man. To the world.
Intelligent black man with this cleaner than the Board of Health. He said he smoked weed. He said he smoked weed in his book, so you couldn't, that was not going to be an October surprise. They couldn't find, believe me, if they could find something on him, they'd have put it out there. That boy was cleaner than the Board of Health, and that's what they don't.
Yeah, they had to make up stuff. He was so clean. They had to challenge his citizenship, which was the most ridiculous thing in the world. And people still subscribe to them crazy conspiracy.
But that's Trump. He doesn't care how dangerous it is for everybody else, because he's got Secret Service for 7. But what he's doing is very dangerous.
The whole white supremacy thing. I watch these news clips and listen to the radio clips, and I see the little Twitter stuff, and a lot of people are putting their own spin on some of the things he said. The whole Proud Boy thing, that was blown out of proportion by the media. Now, he said stand by and whatever it was he said. He said that, but the way he said it and the way it was pushed on us were two different things. It was pushed upon us that he was encouraging this militia type group to be ready for war or combat or something. But the way he actually said it wasn't. He didn't really say it that way. So,
but wait a minute, Shabazz, I got to take exception to that, because ever since 2015, he has been preaching separatist racism. He has been preaching either directly or indirectly how white folks are better than anybody. He has been pushing that ideology for 5 years. So anything remotely related to that ideology, and he has the biggest bully pulpit on the planet. Anything that's remotely related to that ideology, it's a dog whistle.
The only thing is, we are so easily directed and led astray. Because I don't trust the media. The media can tell me that it's raining outside. And I look outside and see raindrops, and I still don't believe what the media is telling me.
Yeah. Let me call somebody up.
Let me go ahead and make sure this. Let me make sure this rain is wet. Let me go ahead and get this rain. Make sure it's actually happening. But I think we have so many. I don't say enemies, but yeah, we got enemies. We have so many enemies. Yeah, just directing their full force at us. You know, we got this white supremacy. We got the media. We've got the lazy Negro. We've got so much coming at us that we have to dissect everything. We got to dissect and examine every single
everything.
That's it. You know, I don't watch TV. I haven't seen a television program. You know, I couldn't tell you what it's showing, what's programming, because I believe that's what it is, programming.
Yeah, because you're right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
you look at all this violence that's happening in the street, and then you can definitely make the correlation with the TV programs. They've been popularizing guns since Rambo, if you will. And if that's all you see, because I remember when I stopped letting my children look at cartoons on Saturday morning. You know, a kid's mind, you know, the road runner, for example, he's running, somebody pushes a boulder on his head, or, you know, takes the little toy gun on TV and shoots, and you see the big hole in his chest. That kids process that, and then he gets up and runs again. When you can't put that on, you can't expect a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old to reason that out rationally. You can't expect that, and that's what television has done all over time. You know, it's that subliminal messaging that will kill you. You got the direct messaging, and then you have that subliminal messaging that comes to me through the form of video games and that kind of thing. So people think I can do this, and it's not going to be necessary.
Yeah. To the violence and death and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We have to, like I said, with the voting and all that, I've never been a participant previously, but every possible avenue of attack. We can attack from all angles, because that's what's happening to us. We're being attacked from all angles. But we have to attack from all angles on all avenues. We gotta vote. We gotta protest. If they've been protesting and marching for 5 months and they still going at it, right on, keep it, right on. Black Power,
that's
keep
it.
going. You know what I'm saying? People say, well, we got to do something else. Well, why don't we do all of it? Why don't we go for financial freedom? We go for politics. We go for civil disorder and discourse. We go for, we change the music. We stop buying the rap music that's being controlled by the enemy who's saying, if you don't promote violence in your music, you don't get a contract. That's how powerful they are. That's all they gotta say is, if you don't promote violence and gang banging and drug dealing in your music, you don't get a contract. So
exactly.
Yeah, the black musician, he wants to make $1 million. He's gonna promote violence and so forth and so on. And so we have to stop buying the music. We have to vote. We have to protest. We have to invest in our own communities, and we have to pay attention and not go back to sleep at all.
Yeah, that's what I tell folks. They said, "Are you woke?" I said, "I ain't never been asleep."
That's right.
And that's true. I ain't never been asleep.
I tell people that I don't call myself woke, because to be awake, it means that eventually you're gonna get sleepy again and you're gonna go back to sleep. So no, I'm not woke. I'm aware.
Not happening.
Yeah, I'm aware. I can be aware and be aware in my sleep. So,
yeah, exactly.
Well, like I say, anything anything else, thank you so much for this valuable Home Depot, Chick-fil-A information. This definitely.
Okay. Oh, I got some more. Clinique, Estee Lauder. Because we've had guests on the show. I'm running down this list because we, as a people, need to pay attention. When you watch your pennies, you ain't got to worry about your dollars. We got to start watching our pennies, where we put our pennies in.
Black facts right there. Talk black to me now. When you watch your pennies, you ain't got to worry about your dollars. I just got me a quote right there.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. But also I wanted to let you know, I'm going back through the Jeopardy book because I'm going to get it published. I just met that it's a woman that I've known a long time. She just opened her own publishing company year before last, and I just learned about that. So I'm correcting it up. I will certainly send you a clean copy when I get that done.
Okay, and in my discussion group, I'm one of the few that I allow advertising, and I promote that we promote our businesses, our products, and our endeavors and investments in my discussion group. It's about 750, maybe 775 members in that group, and to me, they're all potential customers of us and our products being circulated amongst us and our products.
Yes, indeed.
So anything you have, you're welcome to promote in my group. I'm not like the rest of them say, no advertising. No, screw that. Yeah. We got to live.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We got to live. We got to get smarter about ourselves, because if Black folks knew the greatness that they came from, they would be laser focused as to the things that they could do, the things they could accomplish. It's just so much. But anyway, that's that for that.
All right, well, thank you for joining me. I haven't had anyone trying to interrupt our group, so screw them.
Yeah, that's it. And when they come back and listen, they're gonna learn something.
They're gonna learn something. That's right. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna take a little break, and see if anybody else joins us. I thank you so much for participating, Miss Angela.
No, not a problem. Keep me in the loop. I gotta run. My daughter is on the downside of COVID, so I gotta run some stuff over there. But keep me in the loop.
I did not know that.
Yes, indeed.
Well,
hey, I'm happy because she thought she was going to die a couple of times these past 5 weeks, but she didn't. She's good.
That's good to hear. Well, you take care and you give your daughter my blessings and tell Black Rose I said love her too.
I sure will. Take care of you.
You too.